And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And we're underway at Hard Rock. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
They'll start the drive with Achane. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. And they send a man in motion. Second down carry for Achane. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tua off the play fake. Has his man, it's Smythe. He'll have him gain about a handful there. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Third down run from Achane. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Now it's Jake Bailey, who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. Xavier Gipson on to return for the Jets. The punt's away, and this one looking good. Angled this one for the sideline. And they were giving him no chance to return this one. It soars over the sideline deep in enemy territory. Looks like right around the 8. So now it's the Jets getting out on offense for their opening drive. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminded yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And you also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for second down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. No place to go, so he just threw it away. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third. Rodgers here from the gun. This is Lazard working the right side. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
The give on 2nd to Hall. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this third down. They go right back to Hall. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Hall gets it again on 2nd down. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Offense marching it downfield on their opening drive. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 47. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 4. Conklin brings it in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Hall running between the tackles. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Here's Hall once more. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Cut near the goal line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Hall runs in for the New York touchdown. The Jets have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Breece Hall with the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. D. Eskridge to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So Miami headed out for its 2nd drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Tagovailoa working from the pistol. That one's incomplete over the middle.
Boy, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Tua now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Tagovailoa off the play fake. He's got Smith. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Rodgers here off the play action. Wilson's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Javon Holland there to make the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Hall takes it straight ahead. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Rodgers will look to throw. Into the hands of Conklin. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Second and 3 now. Now Rodgers. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing again, it's Rodgers. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Rodgers to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game.
Yeah. And in, touchdown, New York! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Eskridge on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first two possessions. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First give of the game here to Raheem Mostert. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They motion the tight end over. Out of the shotgun, a give to A.J. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. DJ Reed brings him down that time. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Gibson on the return. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And it'll be Jets football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hall. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. To throw is Rodgers. He has the first over the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. Handoff running left. Here's Hall. Space to the left. And he's finally brought down at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. That's good for 6 yards. They're going to have 2nd and goal now at the 3. So we're through 1 quarter of this AFC East contest. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. Back now for the 2nd quarter, and the Jets, they've got to look towards that end zone. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he scores! It's a New York touchdown! The Jets take a 20-zip lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Zerline on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets stretch their lead to 21. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Eskridge on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Miami offense headed out there now. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? Mm-hmm. As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. That's caught. Devon Achane. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. Achane on the inside give. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. This finds Smith. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
5 DBs out there for the Jets. Third down. Tua off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Man in motion here. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Hey, you get that ball in your belly, baby. You got almost no time to process what the line's going to do. You better make your decision and hit it downhill. Excellent vision to find the opening and get things started well here on first down.
Motioning the tight end now. Taken in by Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line to gain.
They've got first down from the 31. A-Chain running to the right. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. A-Chain again. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Running back sent in motion. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. And this one doesn't go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Aubrey puts it through. And it gets a fraction closer as the lead's down to 18.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Sanders all set to send it away. Xavier Gipson now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
On first down, here comes Hall. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Running this with Hall. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. Complete beyond the marker. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Rodgers here from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball, when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
After the sack, another pass on second down. It is caught left side. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, Rodgers. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Has a hole left, room to run. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Dolphins make it an 11-point ball game. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Gibson now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Jets and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he has run roughshod over them in this opening half. Pretty sure this is the exact kind of start that he was hoping to have here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They go right back to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Now here's Rodgers. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
So on 4th down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Absolutely crushed that kick, a full 70-yard punt. And the Dolphins will have some work to do as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're left facing 3rd and long. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
On again comes Jake Bailey to punt this away. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
The give on 2nd to Hall. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Here's Hall once more. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Thomas Morstead heading back out for the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And that was an incredible effort just to make it back to the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll stick with A-Chain. And that run's fairly uneventful, only a small gain to near the 22. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave them with a 3rd and 8. Putting a receiver in motion. Off the play fake, here's Tagovailoa. Fits it through the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Second down now, 7 to go. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Going play action, Tagovailoa. He's got Smith. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Dolphins looking like they'll have to punt. Jake Bailey on the punt. And he's been getting all of it every time out. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. The Jets out to begin another drive. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's caught, it's Breece Hall. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
From the 25 on second down. Finds his target, Allen. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He'll get this complete to Lazard. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. They'll come up 1st and 10. Again, Rodgers. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Rodgers. Able to hit home, complete. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He's on the move. He keeps it and takes off. And he breaks out the slide. Didn't want to take a hit, but he is just shy of the first down marker. Third down, 1 yard to go. Rodgers set to pass. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Rodgers. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So the Jets are going to try a field goal on 4th down, and Greg Zuerlein headed out. From the left hash, this is from 47. Bass's kick is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently, because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So at the end of 2, the Jets really playing road warriors here. They've got the lead. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a solid first half out of the running back, Breece Hall. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half, and that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
It's plays like that, Kate, that I'm happy I'm the color analyst and you and your spotter are doing play-by-play, because that was a massive humanity, a whole bunch of bodies to sort through for 1 yard.
Hall gets it again on 2nd down. And they had that one contained right at the line. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Rodgers to throw. That's complete to Wilson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Hall running between the tackles. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's brought down for a loss.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hall. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. It was Tyrell Dodson with the tackle. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. To throw is Rodgers. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look at defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. Thomas Morstead will kick it away. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. Buying some time left. He's going to keep it this time. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. This is caught by Jalen Waddle. And he'll get it up to the 27. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down. They put a receiver in motion right. 1st down, here's Tua. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. Trying again following the sack. Completes this one to Hill. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Tua now from the gun. That's caught for the 1st. Juke the defender. And he'll go out after a huge run, nearly down to the 25. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
These are so often the plays. I mean, we talk about it all the time, the thin line, thin margin between winning and losing in this league. And when you put a capital E in effort and you break a tackle like that, especially in the 2nd half, it often propels you to victory.
First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Berrios makes the catch. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
2nd down carry for Achane. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins start the 2nd half with some needed points. Devon Achane with the touchdown. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Gibson now to return. And look at this return. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
A give left side for Hall. And defenders are there to get him at the line. A long-time standout, Calais Campbell there for the stop. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Now Rodgers on 3rd and short. Hall there to haul it in. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. To the air here on 1st down, Rodgers. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they take him down right along the 30. Second and 3 now. Coming right is Hall. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Rodgers here from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Handoff running left. Here's Hall. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. It's a design boot. He's on the move. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. To throw, Rodgers. Cut near the goal line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Jets take a 13-point lead. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Zerline on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets double their lead to 14. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Washington now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Dolphins and running back Devon Achane getting back to work. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Achane on the inside give. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Achane again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Tua out of the pistol. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Their punter making his way out now. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. Jukes out a one-stop. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The Jets offense now set to take over. This one returned for 11 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Rodgers. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 35 out of that one. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's a give to Hall. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Now here's Rodgers. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Dolphins are finally stopped on the return, but they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised that one didn't make it all the way back for 6. Took some amazing effort from the guys making the tackle to save a touchdown, but still an outstanding return from a defense that sensed they needed the big play, and they found it.
The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motioning left is Berrios. Tagovailoa on 1st down. Brought in close to the 8. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. And they get to him again. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Kate, you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it. And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on third down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Running back sent in motion. On 3rd and goal, it's Tagovailoa. This finds Smith. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. Aubrey puts it through, and that'll get him back to 11.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Sanders all set to send it away. Gibson now to return. And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
The give on 2nd to Hall. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. It's Kader Kohu up to make that play. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Pressure comes, Rodgers. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. 3 quarters in the books from this one. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Hall. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go right back to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
So the Jets are going to try a field goal on fourth down, and Greg Zuerlein headed out. He was good on his first attempt, and his second from a little over 45 here. Bass's kick is good, and that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Tagovailoa on 1st down. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he'll get it up to the 44. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath. And when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Completed over the middle. And this one does not go far.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. And they send a man in motion. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And things just seem to keep snowballing for them. Now their special teams is involved. That's into the end zone for a touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play action with Rodgers. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it or, in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 23. That's complete to Wilson. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, here comes Hall. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Hall once more. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Rodgers will look to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I'm just looking at this hourglass of saying, Kate, and realizing there's not much time left for this team. But the only chance they had was to create a sack right there. Give a little momentum to their offense, who now has no margin for error. You got to go score.
They'll send out the punting unit. And they could really use a good one here. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And it'll be Dolphins football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They go play action with Tagovailoa. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That one intended for Jalen Waddle. And now it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa has him on the quick hitter. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
3rd and just 2 to go. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Jake Bailey's going to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And the Jets are starting deep from their own territory here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Rodgers here from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. Two men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
2nd and 10 now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
You can't start a fire without a spark? Well, how about a lightning bolt? What a huge gain that totally changes the tone of the drive.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. They'll go right side with Hall. And he's tackled for a short gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it. This one intended for the running back. So that brings them to 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
1st down, Rodgers. Short pass brought in. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
You've heard that very common term in draft vernacular called catching radius. Let me tell you, as a quarterback, you love tight ends on drag routes because that catching radius for such a big target, then you see him, you eye him, and there's a comfort level between QB and tight end to make that connection.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Rodgers has his man. It's Corley. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, with out routes or in routes just like that.
A tight end in motion now. Hall running between the tackles. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. To throw, Rodgers. Buys time, rolling right. And they will score! Touchdown, New York! The Jets have likely locked up the win right there. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
That one right down the middle. And the Jets stretch their lead to 21. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Washington now to return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. This offense ready to get going again now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, here's Tua. This one finds Berrios. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 42. Has his man, it's Smythe. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Tagovailoa on first down. He's on the move. He takes it himself. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Man in motion here. Going play action, Tagovailoa. Flushed out of the pocket. He calls his own number again. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Offense up to the line fast. Here's 2nd and 2. Taken in by Smith. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run, break tackles, and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
The back grabs it. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Running for it, it's Achane. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Dolphins get it back to within 2 possessions. Devon Achane with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the Jets are able to recover the kick. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. New set of downs for him from the 46. From the gun, it's Hall. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Jets nearing a win here with a 14-point lead. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. So now here's 3rd and 5. Coming right is Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll go for it. Rodgers. He finds him beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
2nd down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. This is Hall. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Jets are going to try a field goal on fourth down, and Greg Zuerlein headed out. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. His kick is good at the ends, but boy, Brock, we might see some words exchanged at midfield here as they add 3 to the win as time expires. So it's a road win for the Jets. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from Miami.